What is going on, guys? Johnny on the track, back with some F1 bets. We are looking at the French Grand Prix this weekend at Circuit Paul Ricard. I believe that's how you say that. In France. Should be a good race. We had a weekend off last week, and so we will be back this weekend with France. Last race was won by Charles Leclerc. Verstappen, for a decent amount of time, looked like he might pull it off. But things clicked for Charles Leclerc and Ferrari, not for Carlos Sainz, but for Charles Leclerc, and he ended up winning that race. I'm going to get right into it. And to be honest with you, I'm looking at this race, and I think what I expect, I expect it to be a normal race. I don't expect a lot of twists and turns. I expect Max Verstappen to take this thing. He opens up at plus 110. I think you have to take that bet for him to win. I think Max Verstappen, anytime this season that you can get Max Verstappen at plus odds, I think you have to take that risk, and you have to pound that. So Max Verstappen plus 110 to win. He won here last year, coming off a second place. I feel like he'll be motivated to get back to P1, and I think he takes it this weekend. Like I said, I mean, when you see plus 110, plus whatever for Max Verstappen, you have to take that bet. So I'm going to take Max Verstappen to win this thing. My next bet and driver that I'm looking at, and I actually think he'll have a really solid run, that's Pierre Gasly. I look for him to have a top 10. It's plus 150 right now. He's in his home country, in front of his home fans. He should have a lot of guys cheering him on. He's finished top 10 here in the last two races. So he's only got 3 top 10s this season, but I think with the history, he's run here well at his home track. I think the fans will help him out, and I think he'll be motivated to have a really good, solid run. Most of the times this year, when Pierre Gasly does score points, he is back on the grid and finds a way to make his way up the grid and get points. So I actually would rather prefer right now that this week just qualify well and stay there. So we'll see what happens with that. But top 10 plus 150 for Pierre Gasly in his home country. I think that bet is a lock. Only 2 more bets this week. Like I said, I don't think this is one of those races where you want to mix it up. I think, this is going to be, we're coming back off and off week. I think it's going to be a lot of what we expect. So I'm looking at the McLaren guys, and I like 2 bets here. I like a Daniel Ricciardo top 10 coming in at plus 110 right now, and a Lando Norris top 6 right now at plus 185. Last year for McLaren, both cars, this was one of their best races as a team. They finished 5th and 6th here, moved a few spots up the grid. They really had it clicking all race. You look at Lando this year, he's got 4 top 6s this season and 2 top 10s at France in his career here. He's only raced here 3 times because in 2020, this race was canceled via the pandemic. So last year had a good run. And then in 2019, he finished either 9th or 10th. So, he's been pretty good here. And like I said, I think they'll bring the speed here, and I think Lando will get another top 6. I like Daniel Ricciardo top 10. Over his career here at France, he's had some good runs. He's only got 3 top 10s this season, but I think now he's coming to a track where he's had good success at in the past. Last year, The Haas cars, right? They brought last weekend, the year before and really years past, they had brought good cars to that track. And I know, like, a lot of changes this year with the engine package and whatnot. But Haas still brought good cars to last weekend's race, or sorry, 2 weekends ago now, that race. And it panned out. So I think, again, here we're going to see that now with McLaren. They had a good car and team run last year. And I think that will translate to this year. And I think you can book on Daniel Ricciardo finishing top 10 for the fourth time this season. I think you can book on Lando Norris finishing top 6 for what would that be, for the fifth time this season. I like those bets. So let me go over them again. Max Verstappen plus 110 to win. Pierre Gasly at top 10 plus 150. Lando top 6 coming in at plus 185, and a Daniel Ricciardo top 10 for plus 110. No big money bets this weekend. Those will be those. You got to look to NASCAR. A lot of F1 bets. They're right around like even money, most of them. Like I said, I expect Max Verstappen to win. The one interesting thing I will note that Lewis Hamilton's odds have continued to shift over these past weeks. 4 or 5 races into the season, he was coming in at like plus 3,000, plus 2,000. He's now down to plus 650. So I think one of these races, we're going to have to take that leap and bet on Lewis Hamilton to win this thing, because it will happen. He is going to get a win this year. And I actually expect George Russell to find his way in victory lane, P1, I guess, top of the podium, I should say. I expect both those things to happen this year. It's just got to be about when and where. And I don't think it's this week, but I definitely would note the bettors are starting to realize that things are changing for Mercedes and Hamilton, and it's coming. I don't know when, but it's not this week, but it is coming. Lewis Hamilton is coming, and he is looking for a win. So the odds, like I said, are continuing to shift in Hamilton's way. So we shall see. But like I said, this weekend, I am looking at Max Verstappen to get back on top of the podium with a P1 finish in France. I want to know what you guys think. If you guys have any thoughts on when you think Lewis Hamilton will get P1, please let me know. I want to hear that. Love the interactions as always on what you guys are betting, what drivers you are watching for this weekend. Please give us a like and subscribe for more content. And check out my Twitter. That is at JOTT_podcast for plenty of motorsports tweets and content. Thanks.